Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and a very warm welcome to Evolving Consciousness. As evident from the thumbnail of my today's video, you probably know which legends are we going to talk about. The title of this video is Stars Till Eternity. When you think about the word star, the immediate feeling is of adoration, is of completely being submerged in the tranquility we experience by just the visual aspect of witnessing a star. But star is not just a cosmic creation. Our ancient times always considered stars to be instrumental in navigation. Stars were used as a means to navigate through times of darkness, through roads which were not very bright. The two people need no introduction. They are towering personalities coming from two different fields. One comes from the charismatic field of cinema, and other comes from the gruesome field of politics. But interestingly, you will find that there is so much in common between these two personalities. Though they come from completely different worlds, there is something which is so common in these two towering personalities, which is something we all can learn from. I am not going to talk about their achievements because you all are aware of that. But what I am going to talk about in this video, the major focus of this video, would be the unspoken stories of these legends and what made them what they are today. There's a beautiful quote which says, "Stars can be seen only in darkness." Stars can be seen only in darkness. And if you think about it, any person who has a deep impact on ourselves or someone who is deeply inspirational is someone who has had never easy. Things have not been so easy for them. He has had a difficult past. He has had a struggling past. And because of the fact that he overcame that struggling past and he rose like a phoenix from the ashes, that person is considered inspirational. These two people, Mr. Shah Rukh Khan and Mr. Narendra Modi, had an extremely struggled beginning. Both of them didn't have ancestral patronage or lineage which they can back on and easily sail into their respective domains. They are in all means self-made. I strongly believe that there are only two kinds of people in this world. One who like to operate through victim mindset, who like to blame the world for everything they are in, and the other person is a heroic mindset, who takes absolute personal responsibility to the kind of 3D reality he lives in. Definitely, these two legends come from the hero category. They saw opportunities and challenges, and they persevered for probably a very long time to become the icons they are today. If you talk about SRK, he didn't have a godfather. Forget about having a godfather. He was willfully attacked. He was discouraged. He was called an impotent person. He was also called gay in many occasions because of his unique style of acting. But that seldom dismayed him. That seldom reduced his fire. To the contrary, it propelled his fire. So that's the first lesson which you and me can learn from these legends. Use the insults and criticism from people as fuel to propel your own abilities. Use it as manure to grow into a better personality. Narendra Modi in a recent interview said that every morning he eats 2 kilos of abuses. And the fun fact is, the more people hate you, the more you grow in life. The more people criticize you, the more your capacity to grow. Fulton Sheen has said it so well. Jealousy is the tribute mediocrity pays to the genius. Jealousy is the tribute mediocrity pays to the genius. So get very excited and happy, also thrilled when people criticize you. The fact is, they are encouraging you or they are inspiring you to work even harder in your craft so that you become a legend in your respective domain. In any given situation, when you encounter criticism or insults, each human being has two options at his disposal. Either you get better or you get better. You can either become bitter out of that experience or you can grow better out of the experience. Because it's all a matter of how you take the situation. This channel is called Evolving Consciousness, and I firmly believe that life as an experience depends less on the outer reality and more is a result of our own inner consciousness. Consciousness defines our experience of life, and we live in an objective world. We don't live in an objective world, instead, we live in a subjective world which is dictated by our level of consciousness. You may be living in a convicted jail, but if you have the consciousness of Nelson Mandela, you would be a completely different experience. But at the same time, you might be living in a heavenly atmosphere, but if your consciousness is not right, you might create a hell out of a heaven and a heaven out of a hell. There's a beautiful saying which says, hell and heaven are only half inches apart. It's just the switch which we need to turn on, which defines our experience of life. And my major motto behind this channel is to talk about this consciousness, is to talk about the thought process, to enable each one of the viewer of my channel to give him a unique vantage point through which he can view his reality, view his so-called objective reality in a subjective way, because it's all a matter of perspective. Your experience of life heavily depends on how you perceive the 3D reality. Coming back to these two legends, as I mentioned, they utilize the energy of their critics for their own betterment. Now, this is such an important skill in today's time, because not everyone is going to like you, not everyone is going to call all kinds of praises over you. There are going to be people who are going to talk well of you, and majorly, there are going to be people who are going to degrade you. But the fun fact is, if you use that degradation, if you use that criticism as a fuel to propel yourself, there'll come a time when you will genuinely thank those critics, because they were instrumental in creating the legend which you are today. And these two people are stark examples of this particular aspect. The second thing which these two pioneers teach us is about how much sacred is the power of hard work, pure hard work and perseverance. Oftentimes we underestimate the power of hard work and perseverance. We underestimate the power of consistency. But the universe rewards discipline. Universe rewards consistency. There was a survey which was done by Forbes magazine to say what is the one quality which all successful people had. And this survey was done over a period of 20 years. And one startling quality which every successful person displayed or showcased was perseverance. Because it's very easy to get motivated for a few days. It's very easy to do something, to start something, but not continue with it for a long time. I'm sure each one of you would have experienced this, that you start a good habit, but how many of us are actually able to persevere it, make it a part of our DNA, brain tattoo that habit, that good habit in our system, so much so that we don't really have to put an effort to do it. It becomes a part of our system. All successful people have this quality in them, that for long periods of time they are able to persevere towards their vision, towards their goals. And some of us might think they are lucky people. I read a beautiful definition of luck. Luck is the marriage of preparation and opportunity. Luck is the marriage of preparation and opportunity. Think about it. If you are someone who has all opportunities at his disposal, if you are a product of nepotism, probably you will have a lot of opportunities at your disposal. But if you are not prepared enough to harness those opportunities are going to go to waste. We know many people in the Bollywood industry who are products of nepotism and they are doing very well, and also there are people who had all the opportunities but they couldn't fare well. So it's not about luck, it's about capitalizing that luck with the strong strength of preparation. And these two pinnacles, pioneers, were extremely prepared to encash the opportunities. SRK, as you probably know, he doesn't even need to move a finger today, but he still works 16 to 17 hours a day. Mr. Narendra Modi, you probably don't even need to know, you already know it, that he is considered a machine when it comes to working. He has an extremely disciplined routine and he works like a machine. Why do you think who do you think these people are working for? Are they working for money? I don't see why SRK needs money. He already has tons of money which he could probably eat for generations. And Mr. Narendra Modi, he doesn't even have a family. So why do you think they work the way they work? Their motivation is not coming from outside. They don't have a greed, a sort of an unsatiable lust for money. They don't need anyone's money. They are working from a place of intent, from a place of purpose. SRK in one of his interviews said that he feels that life has given him too much, and to compensate that guilt within him, he works harder. He works so hard that he feels that all the work he does, he wants to provide value to his viewers, to his beloved fans. And Narendra Modi is on a different pedestal. He is a yogi of highest demeanor. He works from a different standpoint which probably not many people will be able to understand. The central motive or the engine of these two people is not coming from the physical reality. It's coming from a deeply spiritually aligned purpose. And that's the reason they are able to work like machines. Because if you are working for some goal in life, some materialistic goal, you probably will achieve it. But that motivation will be subject to so many permutations and combinations which are happening in the outside world. But if your compass is aligned with an inner purpose, your power and energy is boundless. And people are only going to get awestruck by the brilliance you showcase. The point I'm trying to highlight is when you have a larger than life mission, which sort of is not confined to your own personal motivations or own personal needs, then there is a surge of energy within you which doesn't really care about whether you fail or succeed. Remember, both these two people had to witness a lot of failures, but they didn't decompose or they didn't cripple when they felt failure. Instead, they said, okay, I worked hard, it didn't work out, so let me go to the next opportunity and I will probably work even harder. You all know these two people. Mr. Narendra Modi, even today, he gets so much criticism. People consider him so many things. There are so many harsh critics. But as Cristiano Ronaldo said, you can either love me or hate me, but you certainly can't ignore me. Hope the messages I'm trying to convey is making sense to you, because oftentimes we all have this mindset of shivering, of feeling traumatized by the situations or the opinions of people. But one thing, if you look at the legends, if you look at the stars, one thing is to get flabbergasted by the epic these people are, one thing is to adore them, and another thing is to look at what lessons these people, what qualities these people have within them which makes them a sensation. That would be the greatest tribute we can give to these people. When we embody those qualities, sooner or later our life cannot help but explode into a success. The perseverance which I talked about is a rare quality, and if one does that, if one is consistent on a certain skill for years together, mastery is the new normal for such a person. I hope my today's video was valuable because we touched about these two qualities of these legends. If you really enjoyed the video, do share it with a couple of your friends. Also, subscribe to my channel if you like it, and expect a lot of content in the coming few weeks. I haven't been consistently uploading a lot of videos, but that's going to change in the coming days. Thank you for your time, and I'll meet you in the next video.